The DBSA says proper development decisions on the African continent cannot be taken without the necessary data and research, especially at a time when countries have to ensure sustainable infrastructure development, with climate resilience needing to feature as a key consideration in any development process as nations seek to adapt to climate change impacts.
High-quality infrastructure research will support the highly sought-after processes of project origination and project preparation in the continent. This also involves research that influence risk matrices as well.
One of the issues discussed was access to infrastructure and its importance in serving to reduce socio-economic disparities, with infrastructure access identified as a development objective in the UN Global Sustainable Development Goals as well as the AU's 2063 agenda. Research in this field is therefore deemed critical.
So little research has been done on the impact of access to key infrastructure services on income inequality in African countries. Studying the linkage between access to infrastructure services and income inequality will determine how infrastructure development can be a tool to reduce income inequality and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
Development at a municipal level is key for progress, and one of the contributors to the discussion, James Matia, shared some ideas on how municipalities could best efficiently raise capital for infrastructure development. He suggests that those with a similar credit rating profile launch a municipal financial agency, initially using their own capital funding. This will enable them to collectively borrow from the capital markets at reasonable interest rates by issuing their own bonds. He cited examples of similar agencies in countries like Australia, Japan and the United Kingdom.
In terms of what makes for a successful local government financing agency, some of the observations there has been that there must be a municipal buy-in to support this concept, and they should also participate in a pool financing mechanism, but there must also be constitutional rights recognized for these municipalities as far as their ability to provide services and also their ability to generate their own revenues.
The DBSA says it's keen to serve as a knowledge bank for up-and-coming and established researchers to continue to pour their ideas into the fount of Africa infrastructure research already built up. It added that this will go a long way in aiding the continent to be more project-ready and effective.
I think what this will do in terms of providing knowledge is to make sure that we elevate and highlight issues of risk in the continent, issues of collaboration in the continent, issues of how we deal with, let's say, local currency financing. And that becomes important because most of the times you find credit rating agencies having these biases about, whether the continent is risky or not.
The developmental gaps on the African continent are widely known and understood, and the DBSA's attempt to furnish policymakers with increased data on issues of best financing, capacity building and other pertinent issues could go a long way in aiding development projects to fulfill their desired outcomes, one project at a time. Nampumelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.